Alleged underworld kingpin Vusimuzi Cat Matlala set to continue testifying before Parliament's ad hoc committee today. Yesterday, he accused former police minister Bheki Cele of demanding 500,000 rand and insisted that Cele lied under oath about their relationship. Newzroom Afrika's Zoleka Qodashe is covering those proceedings. She joins us live from Kgosi Mampuru prison in Pretoria, where the sitting is unfolding today from 10 o'clock. So, Zoleka, good morning. It's interesting now to see the evidence of Cat Matlala and to then put it next to the evidence of Bheki Cele himself, who's also testified before the ad hoc committee.
That's correct, Michelle. I must just mention that proceedings may be delayed because of a power outage today. You'll know that the MPs, as well as the evidence leaders, as well as the witness himself, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, rely on the electricity for the use of the mics. So we understand that officials from the Department of Correctional Facilities, or Services rather, are attending to that. But as you mentioned, there is that discrepancy in the evidence that has been given by Vusimuzi Cat Matlala versus that has been given by former Minister of Police and former National Commissioner Bheki Cele, in which he says that he admitted rather to having some sort of a relationship with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, but also denying having received any money from him. But he also said that in relation to that stay in Vusimuzi Cat Matlala's penthouse, he was not obligated to actually declare that because he was no longer a member of parliament, no longer in the executive and no longer in cabinet. And so he had no obligation to declare that, also saying that he was unemployed. However, when Vusimuzi Cat Matlala took to the hot seat yesterday, he told a different tale. He told parliamentarians that essentially, when he was probed by the chief evidence leader, Advocate Norman Arns, senior counsel, that essentially he had given the former minister money in a quid pro quo relationship when the minister had assisted him with those, what he said was the harassment that he was facing by members of the police service. You'll remember that first he had an interaction with Brown Mokgotsi. He said that was the first interaction where Brown Mokgotsi, the controversial Northwest businessman, reached out to him after the two raids on his property, first on the 6th of December 2024 and another on the 18th of December 2024. Now that's just 12 days apart. And he says that, of course, his family was also subjected to what he has described as police brutality. And so he then laid charges at the in the Gauteng High Court. He launched an application in the Gauteng High Court, essentially seeking to urgently interdict the operations on his property. And that is when those two parties stepped in to assist him. He then said that former Minister Bheki Cele said that he must stay in that relationship or keep communication with Brown Mokgotsi because it was Brown Mokgotsi that would lead them to the Minister Senzo Mchunu. And so that is why he did not block Brown Mokgotsi, but then continued with that relationship with the former minister. And that is when he gave him that amount of 500,000 rand. But also he says that it was after he decided to cease that communication between these parties, particularly with the former minister, Bheki Cele, that he was then arrested on the Wednesday after he decided to stop communicating with him. In fact, he says that there were about 20 missed calls from the former minister. But also, we heard new testimony in relation to the top cop in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, that's Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, in relation to a meeting that was facilitated by Bheki Cele in relation to that 360 million rand contract of the SAPS. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
This is what I heard from General Mkhwanazi. Fatima Sambola said that, listen, I spoke with the minister. Remember last year, December, he gave a directive that we must cancel this contract. But now I asked him that can I continue? And then it looks like he is backing down now. So, National Commissioner Masemola, according to Mkhwanazi, he said, I suspect that this Mkhunu is working with Sibia now, and then he no longer want to cancel the contract because I suspect that they will send this guy, meaning me, to come and kill me, and then they must put General Sibia as the National Commissioner. And Mkonazi said to me that, I said to National Commissioner that, Commissioner, if you think that your life is in danger, just say the word. I will take care of this cat. Then I asked him, what did you mean when you say that he must just say a word and then you will take care of me? And he told me that there is only one way that I can take care of you permanently. But he didn't say it in like kill you, but he just said to me that there is only one way that I can take care of you permanently.
Now, Michelle, it is this testimony by the controversial figure that has really accentuated those fractures and factions within the police service. So we're expecting that today there will be further testimony when he's probed by Chief Evidence Leader, Advocate Norman Arendse, in relation to some of the evidence that he's given, but also seeking clarity on the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team. Remember that the evidence that he's given thus far does not include that aspect. So it will be interesting to hear what his role or potential role could have been in that attempted disbandment for the PKTT on the 31st of December 2024. Those proceedings are expected to kick off at 10 a.m.
As you say, a 10 o'clock start, that's if the electricity situation gets sorted out. Thanks for that update. Zoleka, Qodashe, live to us there in the capital.